in the times of Atlantis, there used to be the portal of the divine feminine used to be in Glastonbury next to the core. Then that was relocated with the fall of Atlantis to Egypt. And now we're kind of aiming to reinstate that back here. And back in the days, there used to be a temple of light and a temple of sound. And these two together would keep that portal open. And this is like, it's really vital, the whole thing with like sound being the fifth element. And so I've been on this quest to create like a pacemaker for our Mother Earth, where we're using the same pulse that you could just hear, created by the walls of St. Michael's Tower, all around the world to create a pacemaker for our Mother Earth, and then that will turn into a peacemaker. And now recently I went to Egypt on like one of those quests, and I ended up in the royal tombs of Akhenaten and Nefertiti, and I played my drum in there, and then with the echoes of that drum, like once I stopped playing, the whole tomb was going like woo, woo, woo. And I cut off that echo and I created a pulse with that. So this pulse is now part of these 7 rhythms. You will hear it in between, but at the end, I think we're going to listen to it like without anything around. And the essence with this pulse from the tomb of Akhenaten and Nefertiti, I had no idea. Like, I've got no idea. I'm just being guided to do those things, and then I go there, and then I receive those things, and then somebody showed me a book he said like, oh, with Akhenaten and Nefertiti, do you know the book of the ancient secret of the flower of life by Drumwaldor Melchizedek? In this book, he talks about that Akhenaten and Nefertiti, they've been setting up something like a crystal web around the earth, that's supposed to be activated with an ancient technology of Atlantis in the future. And whoa, I'm getting goosebumps all the way down my shin, because this is like pretty deep, because I had no idea. But once I realized, because I've got the echoes from the royal tomb of Akhenaten and Nefertiti, that whole mountain is like covered with crystals and stuff. And I've got some crystals here, I've got stones from Egypt here, and later or during the ceremony, if you feel, you're welcome to like inspect it all. So essentially, with this pulse at a certain point, as it is being played all around the world at the same time, those pulse waves, they go out in circles. And where those circles meet, all of these circles together will then form a flower of life. And Akhenaten and Nefertiti, they said that they had like, well, this guy, he channeled that, they put that in place so that humanity, together with this technique from Atlantis, which is as simple as sound and light with intention, will be used to activate a higher consciousness. And this would then create like a flower of life all around the globe. And that's why it's called Queen Scotia's Sonic Temple. Now, Queen Scotia, she's quite big in English and Irish mythology. She's like a princess that came to Ireland, then she died there in battle, and then her ancestors went to Scotland and they founded Scotland, and they brought with them the Stone of Destiny, which is like a red sandstone with crystals in it. And this crystal that I brought from Akhenaten, so basically Queen Scotia, she was the daughter of a pharaoh in Egypt. So Queen Scotia was the daughter of Akhenaten and Nefertiti, and her name was Meritaten. And I ended up just purely coincidental, like in her tomb, in the tomb where she was supposed to be buried. There's 3 tombs, one of Akhenaten, one for Nefertiti, and one for Meritaten. But Meritaten, she didn't die in Egypt, she died in Ireland. So I took all these energies, the pulse and everything, to Ireland, to her grave, and like from that moment it was clear that it's like Queen Scotia's Sonic Temple. So this is an icon that prevents the divine feminine in all its apparitions, and I'm in service of this icon for 21 years. From Ibiza, but that's a whole other story. I don't want to bore you with too much yakety, 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 yak. And I do believe we're pretty much good to go.